breaking news. I ain't go to school for none of this. What you seeing me do is a product of the majesty of trial and the tortures of error. Now, I'm good as a motherfucker at it though, right?
Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Barkia. Hey girl, hey. So this video, I am literally dedicating this to a full glam. I have not done a full glam makeup since I've started YouTube, so this is my very first full glam application for the ladies in 2024 that don't know how to do their makeup. But it's okay, no worries. Stop what you're doing, get your pen and your pad. Let's take some notes. You don't necessarily need all the products that I have, but just pay attention to the techniques and the application as I go along this process. So lately I've been starting off with my brows. I feel as though once you get the brows out the way, everything else just flows in place. I've recently been using the Refy Brow Sculpt Gel. So we're gonna go in with this Refy Brow Sculpt, and we're just going to gently brush the brows up. I like to brush them up and then kind of sculpt the top just a tad bit like that. I'm gonna do the other one. This brow gel definitely dries clear. It doesn't leave a lot of residue, but just to be on the safe side, I do like to go in and just get that extra product off my brows. And you can do that with your hands. I was a little skeptical about it because it is white and I didn't know how it was gonna dry. So what you can do is just once you have it on, just gently wipe away the excess product that's around your brows, if that helps. So now I am going to gently brush over the One Size translucent powder over my brows just to set the product in, because next I'm gonna go in with my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. So you just wanna gently, the very fluffy brush. I'm using the e.l.f. sculpting brush. I had this for so long, y'all. And you want to just gently go in and brush a little bit of translucent powder over your brows just to set that product in. If you do your brows first, do your brows, get them out the way, and then go back in and prime your face. So we're going to go in with the NYX Brow Snatch and Sculpt Brow Pen. We're going to follow the strokes of our natural eyebrow pattern. So what I'm going to do is take the pen here and gently create small little strokes within the brow. And you just want to follow the shape of your natural brow. So yeah. So I just created little strokes within my brow. Get you a magnifying mirror, or get you a mirror and get up close and personal with these brows so you can see the natural stroke and arch of your brows. Because all I'm doing is tracing and mimicking the brow strokes and the arch of my brows. So yes, that is that. So these are the brows. And what I'm going to do is lightly, once they're dry, lightly go over the brow with a little spoolie, just to kind of brush out any harsh lines. But once these babies are sculpted, thank me later. So I'm going in with the Morphe M224 concealer brush. I am going to sculpt the top and bottom of my brows The bottom is going to be from Fenty Beauty in 370 yen. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. Sephora Best Skin Ever in the shade 50N is going to be the concealer to outline the top of my brow. I normally like to start in the middle of my brow, only because you have so much product on the concealer brush, and it just glides and smooths out as you're sculpting. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the other side, and I'm going to apply a little bit more concealer. And you guys, don't be scared of product. As long as you know how to blend, apply the product, okay? Some of you guys are scared to apply enough product, and you wonder why you can't see anything or nothing's changing. You don't have any dimension within the face. Apply the product. Our brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. But sometimes these brows will be giving me cousins, distant cousins, okay? Because sometimes it's like my left eye is always the problem child. So, yeah. So now I'm going to sculpt the top with the darker concealer. And the darker concealer is about 2 shades darker than the lighter concealer. You want to go in and literally just trace and sculpt the top of your brow to your natural arch or to your liking. I'm gonna go to the other side. See, yeah, this brow is not as high in arch as this brow. So I'm gonna go in and just fill in the arch of my brow over here. So now I'm just gonna take a small blending brush and just blend the concealer downward into the eye, in the middle, my dogs. And we're going to blend the top as well. And this is what I mean from scratch, okay? From scratch. Now we're gonna go in with our primers and moisturizers, which is a must before applying makeup. As you know, primers and moisturizer is a barrier for your foundation. So it's very important to cleanse, prime, and hydrate before you apply any type of foundation or makeup to the face. So I'm gonna go in with the Weleda Skin Food. I have very, very, very dry skin. And when I say dry skin, meaning eczema. Like I have eczema, flare-ups, inflammation within my face sometimes. But a little goes a long way. So I'm going to start off with this first. And I'm gonna go right underneath the eye area. Once again, I heard it's really good for wrinkles and fine lines within the skin and face. But can you see that already? Can you see how hydrating that is? Like, it's very luminous. It's not heavy, but it's a rich consistency, if you can see that. So yeah, we're just gonna go in gently with that. Also too, you want to let your product sit on your face for a few minutes before applying your makeup, because you don't want your makeup to separate or get blotchy within the day. So next I'm going to go in with the Milk Hydrating Primer, the Grip Primer. I'm just going to apply that gently within my face. So now I'm going in with the One Size Secure the Blur. I do like to double prime my face because I love the longevity of my makeup. I don't want it to go anywhere. I want it to sit perfectly on my face all day, depending on what I have going on. And I'm only going to apply that in my T-zone area. And you don't need that much. Just a drop. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with the darker concealer that I used earlier to sculpt the top of my brows. I honestly use this as my color correct as well to cover up my blemishes. And we let it sit for a few minutes just to get a little tacky and full coverage. So I like to go in and apply this right on top of my blemishes and underneath the hyperpigmentation under my eyes and around my mouth. So now I'm gonna go in with a flat concealing brush. This is from Real Techniques. If you can see, this kind of flat at the base, at the tip. So I'm just gonna go in and dab this product into the blemish areas. You always wanna dab your products into the base. Never swipe, never sweep. I always dab, dabbing, tapping motions. And as you can see, my blemishes are covered. But this is just my personal preference. I use just a darker concealer to rid my blemishes versus a color corrector, which are normally like orange and yellow and whatnot. So it's just a preference. So now I'm gonna go in with my foundation. Lately I have been between the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation and the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. But today we're gonna go in with NARS, the Macau Foundation. So I have my foundation here, and I'm just gonna go in with a flat foundation brush. This is, honestly, this is from Shein. Shein came through with the makeup brushes. I ain't even gonna lie. I'll show you guys all the brushes that I bought from Shein at the end, or as I go, because there are some really good brushes. But I'm just gonna go in and dab the brush into the foundation and gently go in and dab the foundation within the face. You always want to bring it below the jawline as well into the neck area, just so everything is a flawless, smooth transition. Get under that double chin and double neck area, you hear me? Make sure you get into the creases and crevices of the nose area, the chin, underneath the eye area, and you always, like I said earlier, dab motions. All right, so next we're gonna go on with the concealer. And I am using the same concealer that I sculpted my brow with underneath. Fenty Beauty We're Even in 370 yen. I'm gonna go in and apply that to my T-zone area. So we're gonna let this sit and get tacky and full coverage as we go in with our contour. So now we're gonna go in with the bronzer. I just picked up the new Say Dew bronzer in the shade Stinson. So I'm excited to use this. Okay. So we're gonna apply that on our cheekbones here, forehead. She feels good. She feels good. And this is the perfect color for me. So I'm going to go in with my flat brush. This is also a brush that I got from Shein, from the brand Woko. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna dab that bronzer into our jawline here. Make sure you kind of take that brush and blend downward into the neckline as well. And we're gonna stay in place when it comes to our cheekbones. We're gonna dab that in, okay? She's cute. She's cute. Yeah. See this little blemish trying to seep through. So we're gonna add a little bit more up there. How about that? I'm gonna take that same brush that I blended the concealer with earlier and just blend this into the bridge of my nose. Yeah, they did it with that one. They did it with that one. I love it. I love it. It's not too heavy. It's not too dark. It's just right. This bronzer is just right. I love it. It feels good on the skin. It's lightweight. Love. So now we're gonna go in and blend this concealer. So I like to start off between my chin area and my brow area. So if anything, once I come to the brow area, I'm going to take my concealer brush and conceal the top of my brow with that concealer. It just gives it an extra, it just gives a more sculpted look. We're gonna go in another Shein brush. It's flat like the other one from Real Techniques, but I'm gonna use this to blend the concealer. Dabbing motions as well. It's a little bit softer and more lightweight. We're gonna dab this into the chin area. And the point of blending, we never want to see any harsh lines. So always blend to where you don't see any harsh lines. You want everything to be a smooth and flawless transition, foundation and concealers. You want to stay right on top of the cheekbone here when we're blending the outer corners of the concealer underneath our eye. I like to bring it underneath my nose. And we want to do dabbing motions. I mean, look how flawless my face is. Come on. Like, what? Let's give it up. So I'm just gonna take that bronzer brush and gently just go back over my bronzer areas. And gently. So now that everything is blended well, I just want to go in with my beauty blender from e.l.f., the flat side of it, and just gently go over my entire face, just so there are no harsh lines or anything from the brush that we just used to apply the foundation and concealers. Now, if you want a more highlighted under eye, then you can always go back and apply a lighter shade of concealer underneath your eyes, just to give you that extra pop and highlight if needed, if wanted. So now I'm going to spray my face with the Morphe Luminous Continuous Prep and Mist Spray, because I have dry skin and because I want this to last all day. Give that a little spray, let it dry. This cherry, y'all. So now I'm gonna go in and just set everything with pressed powders. I've noticed a lot of my clients, or the ladies that come to me asking for advice on powders and just makeup, don't know the difference between pressed powders and translucent powders. So when I say pressed powders, I mean just that, pressed compact powders. They look like this. Translucent powders look like this. Translucent and loose translucent powders. Yes. So that's the difference, ladies, okay? If you didn't know. But you'll be surprised. I have a lot of ladies that don't know the difference between pressed powders and loose powders. So personally, I like to go in and set my foundation and concealer with pressed powder before I apply any type of translucent loose powders. So I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury in the shade 310. And I am going to go in with my Flat Real Techniques powder sponge. And just dab this into the concealed areas of the face. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we definitely forgot a step. The blush. How dare I? You know what? It was my dogs. I had to get up. I had to put you guys on pause and had to get up and go handle them. And completely forgot about my blush. So before we continue with the pressed powders, I'm gonna go in with the Juvia's Place cream blush. I bought this from Ulta the other day and I seen that it had like a gold pigment in the pink and it was so pretty on my little hand swatch. I said, you know what, let me get it, let me try it. So we're going in with the Soft Tulip Glow from Juvia's Place cream blush. So we're just gonna apply that to the upper cheekbones. And we're gonna go in with a Real Technique fluffy brush, blending brush. And we're just gonna dab right on top of our cheekbones here, right on top of that bronzer that we applied. She's cute, she's cute. Very light. I see the gold seeping through. She's pretty. She's pretty. She's lightweight. Can you see? Normally I've been using Rare Beauty. Rare Beauty is very sheer as well. I mean, honestly, the color that I have is Happy. So we're just gonna apply a little bit of her on top of the Juvia's Place. Just to enhance the pink a little bit more. And if you want, you can take it underneath. Not too deep into the highlight, your concealer, but just enough to where it gives you that baby doll effect. But if not, you can always just dab it right on top of the cheekbone. Okay. So I'm just taking my concealer brush that I was blending with earlier, just to go right on top of that to just blend any harsh lines. Just to make sure everything is set. Going in with the Charlotte Tilbury and just going in and pressing that into the skin. And you want to go over the blush a little bit as well, just so it blends in with your concealer. So we have set our concealer. So now I'm gonna go in with the Fenty in the shade 385. This is my all over pressed powder that I'm going to set in all over. Even on my eyelids. Set in the areas where you did not set your concealer, your pressed powder over your concealer already, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go in with the darker bronzer powder. So I want to darken the areas up where I apply the bronzer. So I'm going in with the One Size Bronze and Sculpt Trio. So I'm going to, so these shades are a little bit off, honestly. You would think this shade is the darkest, but really this shade is the darkest. It's crazy, I don't know. You have to like just use it on yourself to find out like what works for you. So I'm gonna go in with this top shade here and literally just dab into the bronzed area where we applied the liquid bronzer, just to give it a little bit more dimension. Into the forehead. So I'm taking a bit of these two here, which are in the shades the Fix and Low Key. Yeah, just apply that into those bronze areas where we apply the liquid bronzer. We're sculpting the face now. We're sculpting the face with the pressed bronzers. We're gonna sculpt the nose area. And I'm just bringing that brush and the product right over the eye area underneath the brow bone. You never want to take your eyeshadow up into the brow bone. You want to stay in the crease area. Okay, so now that we have set everything with our pressed powders, I'm going to now go in with Huda Beauty Loose Translucent Powder. Loose, ladies. Loose translucent powder. So I'm gonna take my Beauty Puff sponge, go in, get some of that excess off, and go in and just gently dab this into our highlighted areas. Now, is it me, or do you guys think like these things are overrated? They're overrated to me. I mean, honestly, like sometimes I feel like I can't even hold on to the butter puff because it's so small. I might as well just use my beauty blender. I do like how I can contour this area here like this. But other than that, they're overrated. But we're gonna go toward the other side. We're gonna reverse contour underneath our cheekbones, just a snap, just a smidget. Get some of the extra off and just dab into the forehead area and down the bridge of the nose. Yeah, like that. Now before we get in the eyeshadow, I do like to go ahead and apply my blush as well. So I'm gonna go in with the, I was gonna do Charlotte, but I'm feeling a little bit more pinky. So I'm gonna go in with the Sephora. The Sephora is called Hey Jealousy. This is a pretty pink color. I've had it for a while. So I'm just gonna go in with a fluffy blush brush. And just apply that to the cheekbone area. And as you can see, it's getting rid of some of that translucent powder because I hate a lot of translucent powder sitting on my face, honestly. So I'm just gonna go in with that. Apply apply that to the cheekbones. Yeah. So now I'm gonna go in and just do a very soft and simple eyeshadow look. Honestly, I'm probably only doing 3 neutral colors. And I'm gonna go in with the Morphe palette. This is one of their new palettes called Gold Seeker. So it's just a very neutral palette, as you can see. Neutral colors. So I'm gonna go in with Sense and Sensibility, Fancy That, and Cream de la Cream. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm gonna go in with Sense and Stability right in my crease area. And it's just a nice brown, soft eyeshadow. Literally just going right into the crease area, into like the inner bridge of my nose. That's it. I'm actually going to take the same brush and dip this into the Fancy That, which is a darker brown color, and apply that to the outer corner of my eye, just to give it a little bit of dimension and depth into the corner of the eye. Literally. You literally just want to stay right in the corner of the eye. Bring it up just a tad bit to the middle of your crease area. That's it. So now I'm gonna take a eyeshadow fluffy brush and take that lighter color here, which is Cream de la Cream, and gently go into the inner corner of the eyelid and pat that right on the eyelid. From the inner corner to the center of your eye. Alright, so we applied the lighter color eyeshadow, and then I just took the other brush that we used to just gently blend that nude shadow out into the outer corners of the eye so that everything just blends together. Now I'm going to take a small little smudge brush, add a little bit into the Fancy That brown, and just gently smudge the bottom of the lash line. Simple. I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl Ultimate Eye Gel Liner. Listen, this is my go-to. Okay, very inexpensive, but so good. It's a gel eyeliner, and I mean, look at that. Can you see that? Can you see that? Look at that. It glides on so smoothly, long-lasting, jet black. So I'm going to apply this at the bottom waterline of my eye. I'm gonna gently just pull the bottom eye area down. I'm not a huge eyeliner girl when it comes to the top. Today we're just going to apply a small amount of eyeliner towards the outer corner of the eyelid and underneath the eye lash line. What I mean by that, we're just going to gently apply this at the bottom waterline. You can tell I literally just applied that black eyeliner to the top bottom lash line. And we're going to do the same thing for the other eye. And there we have it. Now, if it looks a little cakey or just not as smooth as you want, I would definitely suggest going in with a very fine smudge brush. Something on the lines of this, a very small smudge brush, and literally just light back and forth strokes to blend that line out. If that line looks a little harsh to you, just blend it out. I don't know, can you guys see that? Now we have a natural smudge eyeliner look. So pretty, so flawless, so clean. So now we're going to apply our lashes. These are some of my favorite lashes, one of my go-to lashes for me personally and my clients. So number 5, Envy Remy lashes. So I'm using the Super Strong Hold Clear Adhesive Lash Gel. It's by Envy as well. I love this glue. And I'm going to take a lash. I also use tweezers to apply my lashes. So I am going to hold one of the lashes and apply a thin layer of glue to the band of the lash. Now, this can either go one or two ways. You can apply the glue to the band of the lash, or you can apply the glue to the actual lash line of your eye and apply the lash right on top. That might be easier for some people. It just really depends. But I am going to take my magnifying mirror to apply this lash. And I just normally look up a tad bit, look down, and apply that lash right on top and connect the corners. Of course, make sure you let the lash glue get a little tacky. Once it does, take your tweezers or your fingers, whatever you're comfortable with, place that lash right in the middle of your eye and connect the corners. So while our face is still baking, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with our lip liner. I like to let my lash glue settle, and then I will come back in the end to apply the mascara, top and bottom lashes. So let's get into the lip. I'm using Chestnut by MAC, one of my favorites, one of my go-tos. And I'm just going to line my lip line. Now, I'm going to overline my lips just a little bit at the top. Preference, it's all up to you, ladies. But I'm gently just going to go right on top of my natural lip line. So now I'm gonna go in with the NYX Madeline Butter Gloss. Love this. This is like my go-to look. Simple, so cute. Perfect shade. And I'm just gonna go in and apply that right on top. It's like the bare minimum, but such a cute and nice combo. You know, you can't go wrong with this combo. Honestly, you really can't. Okay, so now let's blend this translucent powder because now it has sat too long for me personally, and I don't like to get too dry. And the longer your translucent powder sits, the drier your face gets. So I'm gonna go back in with the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder, and I am going to take this e.l.f. fluffing brush, grab some of that powder, and just gently sweep this translucent powder away. Underneath the eye area, gently. Because you want to be gentle and soft when blending out the translucent powder underneath the eye area, especially if you have dry skin. And honestly, sometimes you don't even want to sweep. You want to dab that powder away. Dab it away. And by that, I mean literally dab it away. All right, ladies, so what I did there was just went back into the eyebrows with my NYX just to fill in areas that became a little sparse, or the powder got on, it was too light, or just little areas where you wanted to fill them in a little bit more. So I did that before I finished the face. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of highlight. I'm not a big highlight girl, but I do give myself a little sparkle here and there. I'm gonna take like a normal little eyeshadow brush. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Glide palette, and I'm just gonna use some of this highlight here just to gently, between the eye area and the cheekbone, give a few little strokes just to give the cheek a little glow. You know, just a little bit, not too much. Do a little swipe on the button of the nose and down the bridge of the nose. Go back in with my contour brush just to clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna go back in with my blush brush and just gently swipe on top of that highlight, just so everything is blended well. So now I'm gonna go in with the Morphe setting spray. Just give a little 1-2, set everything. Let it dry. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with the mascara and apply to the top and bottom lashes. I am using the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. I got the mini size because I wasn't sure. I've been true to my Maybelline Great Lashes. What is it? The pink and green. Y'all know, come on now. I've been using this for years. But when I started using this, game changer. Love this. So I'm just gonna apply a small amount to the top just to blend my natural lashes in with the false lashes. And you don't want to apply too much of the mascara on the false lashes. You just want to blend in your lashes into the false lashes. I like doing this after the fact, after I put my my lashes on. It just looks better to me for some reason. I'm not sure, but once again, it's a preference. So now I'm going to go to the bottom and gently apply the mascara towards the bottom and on the bottom lash line, on the bottom lashes. Y'all, excuse me, y'all. Joey Badass and his cousin Clover in here just barking away. We're gonna let this mascara dry before we set our face again with the setting spray. And then I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray. And let it dry. I wanted to add a little bit more highlight underneath the eyes. So I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightener Flawless Finish. That's how it looks. And I'm just going to take any powder blending brush, gently just dab that in right underneath the eye area. And it literally gives like a flawless highlight. So pretty. All right, beauties, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you took notes, come back and let me know how many compliments you got, because I know you look good. I know you look good. This, us, we did that. We did that. So I am going to bring you guys more content, more beauty content. So please stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy.